3.5D. So 3.5D has multiple parts. The first part is simplifying rational expressions. Then we're going to talk about multiplying and dividing rational expressions. Okay. On part A of this, our steps are as follows. We want to simplify. Some of the biggest mistakes that I see you guys do, you guys try to cancel out terms. You cannot cancel out terms. You only can cancel out factors. Okay. And so if there's an addition or subtraction symbol, you cannot just go through and say, there's an X, there's a 3, there's a 6, there's a 5. It does not work like that. Okay. You can only cancel out factors. Factors means that these things are being multiplied, right? That's what that means. Okay. So keep that in mind as we're doing this. First thing you want to do is factor everything. So using dots, using GCF, using simple trinomials, complex trinomials, you factor everything. Okay. Then you're going to rewrite as multiplication of the factors. You're going to simplify. When we say simplify, that means eliminate and combine. Eliminate and combine is what simplify means. Okay. Lastly, we're going to state the restriction on the variables. What can your variable not be? Okay. All right. So we're going to start off easy. If you look at example number one, these are all factors. This is factors. Why is it factors? Everything's being multiplied, right? There's nothing being added or subtracted. So this is just a group of factors, which tells me that I'm free to eliminate things. Does that make sense? Okay. So when we are eliminating, is based on like terms. So if you have to visually, mentally separate, so you're only looking at negative 27 divided by 9 times x squared divided by x times y divided by y. That is what it's saying. Okay. So when you simplify, you're asking yourself, what is negative 27 divided by 9? Negative 3. What is x squared divided by x? X, because remember that you're subtracting the exponents. And 2 minus 1 is 1x left, right? And y divided by y is 1. 1. Y divided by y is 1 because you're subtracting, and anything to the 0 power is 1. Okay. Is there any reason for me to write a 1? No, Casper can be invisible. So this is my simplified.
Wait, what happened? Right.
No.
So that. No, I thought we right. Oh.
Okay. Not bad when they're all factors, right? Because this is what I come down to. There are no restrictions on my x. X can be whatever it wants. Okay, there are no restrictions. Okay, typically we are fine when they're all factors. What happens is when they're not all factors, it's where we do weird things.
So what do you mean all factors? Like stuff that can divide?
No, factors meaning that there's no addition or subtraction happening. It's just multiplication. Yes. So example 2 is where we kind of we're a little weird. Okay. I've seen people say, oh, there's a 6 here and a 6 there, and they've crossed it out. Okay, that's not how it works. You cannot do that because these are being added and subtracted to other terms. So they can't just be crossed out because, oh, I have 2 negative 6s. Okay. No, you have to factor first and then eliminate. Okay. So first thing, this is a binomial. It is not difference of 2 squared. So the first thing you should always check for is GCF. Is there a GCF? What is it? 3. So I'm going to factor out 3 and I'm left with negative 2 plus x. Agreed? It's its own thing. Each one is its own. Okay. Our numerator's done. Our denominator is a simple trinomial. It's simple because your a value is a 1. So that means you're asking yourself what multiplies to give you 8, but adds to give you negative 6. What is it? What kind of form too? I need a negative 4 and a negative 2. Because negative 4 times negative 2 is 8. Negative 4 plus negative 2 is negative 6. Okay. Yes. All right. Now we are factors. So now that we are factors, we now can eliminate. are there things I can eliminate? Exactly. Even though these are written in different ways, they are exactly the same, right? The twos are negatives, the X are positives, so these can be eliminated. So now I'm left with 3 over X minus 4. And what can X not equal? 4. Why can X not equal 4? Exactly. It would make it equal to 0. And can we have 0 in the denominator? No.
So the restriction is X.
The restriction is X doesn't equal 4.
The restrictions are only in the denominator.
The restrictions, yes, go back up. Our restrictions are where? Denominator. What would make the denominator equal to 0? Okay. Yes, and that is our answer. All right. Okay. 3, we're going to review how to interact with a complex trinomial. When you have a complex trinomial, we went over several ways of doing it. Based on people's results, I feel like for our class, the best way was Xbox. Where you are. Okay, the reason why it is a complex is because is my leading coefficient 1 anymore? No, it is something other than 1. When that happens, you have to multiply your leading coefficient times your constant. So you're doing 2 times -2 makes -4, and then you're looking at your middle term, which is -3.
Can we just do it the same way we worked in the first one?
This one?
No, the first one.
No, you can't. These are not, there's subtraction and addition happening.
There is subtraction and addition on the second one.
And we had to factor it. He said, can we do it like the first one? We
all do that.
No.
Hey, how did you get -4?
So to get -4, you have to multiply your A term times your C term. So 2 times -2 is -4. And our middle is -3. So you're asking yourself what multiplies to give you -4, but adds to give you -3. -4 and 1. That's because -4 plus 1 is -3. -4 times 1 is -4. So you either can go into grouping or you can go into the box, whichever way made it easier for you. I'm just trying to stick to 1. Okay, in the box, you are putting in your first term. So you have 2x squared, your last term, -2, and your numbers that made it work.
How do you put it in the outside of the box and you solve it inside the box?
Put them in inside,
Wait,
and then you find the outside.
why did you? Oh, it's because.
My first term, my last term, and the numbers that work. Now, all you're doing is GCF. What is the greatest common factor here? 1x. What is the greatest common factor here? -2. What is the greatest common factor here? 2x. What is the greatest common factor here? 1. So your factors for your numerator are 2x plus 1 over x minus 2. Okay, your factors for your denominator, it's simple. So you're just asking what multiplies to give you 6, but adds to give you -5. -2 and -3, good job. And what eliminates? X -2. So we're left with 2x plus 1 over x minus 3. What is your restriction? X cannot equal +3. Perfect. Okay. And we will pick up here mañana.